If you're over 60, chances are you've always believed that eating more fruit could never go wrong. A perfectly safe habit for your heart, your blood pressure, and your overall health. But let me tell you this, I've seen countless patients who ate fruit every single day, convinced they were doing the right thing. Until one morning they woke up and realized half their body wouldn't move. No smoking, no alcohol, no late nights, just the wrong kind of fruit at the wrong time. Sounds unbelievable, doesn't it? A ripe banana, a handful of grapes, a slice of pineapple, or a glass of orange juice in the morning, all seemingly harmless, can quietly become the final straw that triggers a stroke overnight. I'm not saying this to scare you. I'm saying it because, after 60, your liver, kidneys, blood vessels, and brain all change how they process sugar, potassium, water, and medication. What once helped you in your 30s might now be quietly working against you. That's why I'm here today, to help you understand 7 seemingly healthy fruits that can raise your risk of stroke if eaten the wrong way. But before we dive in, I want to ask one small favor. If you truly care about your long-term health, if you want to live longer, stay sharper, and wake up each morning full of energy, then hit that subscribe button. Not for me, but for you. Because right here, I'll be sharing practical science, simple food tips, and proven habits that help keep your heart strong, your brain sharp, and your golden years vibrant. Now, let's begin. And you might be surprised to learn that the very first fruit on the list is one we've all believed to be the healthiest of all. Number 1. Bananas. Bananas, the friendliest, safest fruit on the table. Most people believe a banana a day is great for digestion, the heart, and blood pressure. And it's true, up to a point. But for people over 60, especially those taking medication for blood pressure or diabetes, a fully ripe banana can quietly overload the body. When a banana ripens and turns speckled brown, most of its starch has converted into simple sugars, mainly glucose and fructose. A younger body can process that easily. But as we age, insulin response slows down, blood vessels lose elasticity, and kidney function weakens. The result? That sweet, harmless banana can cause a sudden spike in blood sugar, blood pressure fluctuations, and irregular heartbeat. I once met a patient named Margaret, 74 years old. Every morning she started her day with 2 ripe bananas and a warm glass of water. She believed it kept her digestion smooth. Then, one morning, she felt dizzy, her speech slurred, her hands weak. The diagnosis: a mild stroke caused by a sudden rise in blood pressure and elevated potassium levels. Not from medication, not from salt, but from those 2 bananas she thought were healthy. Ripe bananas are high in potassium. For young people, potassium helps regulate heart rhythm and blood pressure. But when kidney function declines with age, potassium builds up, leading to irregular heartbeat, or even heart strain. And because bananas are often eaten in the morning, when the body is slightly dehydrated, they can thicken the blood and increase the risk of small clots forming, especially in those early waking hours. That doesn't mean you have to give up bananas. They're not the problem. Your body has simply changed. What matters now is how, when, and how much you eat. Here's my advice. Choose bananas that are still slightly green or just yellow, not overly ripe. They have less sugar and are gentler on blood sugar. Don't eat bananas on an empty stomach, especially in the morning. Drink a glass of water first and pair your banana with a little protein. Yogurt or a few almonds work perfectly. Avoid eating bananas before bed. At night, your blood pressure naturally drops, and the extra potassium and sugar can make your heart work harder when it should be resting. If you love bananas, eat half a banana with unsweetened yogurt or a spoonful of natural peanut butter. The added fat and protein help slow sugar absorption and keep your energy balanced. Remember, good health at this age isn't about cutting everything out. It's about understanding what your body needs now. Bananas can still be your friend, as long as you know how to make them work for you, not against you. Number 2. Grapes. Grapes are one of the most loved fruits out there. Sweet, easy to eat, convenient, and often praised for being heart-healthy. But for people over 60, especially those dealing with blood sugar or circulation issues, grapes might not be as innocent as they look. Each tiny grape packs a high amount of natural sugar, mostly glucose and fructose. Just one handful, about 15 to 20 grapes, can contain as much sugar as half a can of soda. For younger people, the body processes that surge quickly. But in older adults, insulin production slows, blood vessels lose elasticity, and circulation weakens. When that happens, a sudden spike in blood sugar becomes a strain on both the heart and the brain. When sugar levels rise rapidly, those sugar molecules attach to blood vessel walls and cause microinflammation. The body reacts by patching those spots with tiny blood clots. At first, that process seems harmless, but repeated day after day, the vessels thicken and blood flow narrows, laying the groundwork for small strokes and circulation problems that often appear without warning. I once treated Mr. Thomas, a 78-year-old who prided himself on healthy eating. He avoided pastries, never drank soda, and only ate fruit. Every morning, he enjoyed a bowl of red grapes while reading the paper. One day, while writing a birthday card, his hand began to tremble, his writing slanted, and one side of his mouth drooped slightly. He was rushed to the hospital and, thankfully, it was only a transient ischemic attack, a mini-stroke. His tests showed elevated blood sugar and clear signs of vascular inflammation. "I only ate grapes," he said, stunned. "I thought they were good for my heart." The truth is, grapes aren't bad, but eating them the wrong way or at the wrong time is the issue. When eaten on an empty stomach or before bed, the sugar hits the bloodstream almost instantly, causing sharp fluctuations. For older adults, those swings make it harder for the heart and blood pressure to stay steady, increasing the risk of dizziness, imbalance, and even fainting. Here's how to enjoy grapes safely. Eat them after a main meal, or with protein-rich foods like nuts or cheese. Keep portions small. One handful is enough. Avoid eating grapes late at night. If you're taking medication for diabetes, blood pressure, or blood thinning, check with your doctor before including grapes in your daily diet. Grapes still offer valuable antioxidants like resveratrol, which support heart health, but only when eaten in the right amount and at the right time. At this age, your body needs stability, not sudden sugar spikes. Remember, fruit itself isn't dangerous. It's how and when we eat it that can make the difference. With grapes, less is truly smarter. Number 3. Pineapple. Many older adults believe pineapple aids digestion, reduces inflammation, and even improves skin health. A few slices of that sweet and tart fruit after dinner seem perfectly harmless, maybe even beneficial. But here's what most people don't realize. Pineapple isn't always a friend to your heart, especially if you're on medication or have circulation issues. Pineapple contains a natural enzyme called bromelain. In small doses, it helps digest protein and may reduce mild swelling. But when eaten frequently or in large amounts, bromelain can thin the blood and interfere with normal clotting. For younger people, that effect is minor. But for adults over 60, especially those on blood thinners, aspirin, or blood pressure medication, over-thinned blood can become dangerous, increasing the risk of internal bleeding or even a silent hemorrhagic stroke during sleep. Beyond bromelain, pineapple is also high in sugar and acid. Eating it after dinner or close to bedtime means that sugar circulates in your bloodstream overnight, forcing your heart and vessels to work harder while you rest. The acidity can also trigger acid reflux, allowing stomach acid to creep into the airway during sleep. This reduces oxygen levels in the blood and puts the brain under mild but prolonged oxygen stress. That's why some older adults wake up feeling lightheaded, foggy, or heavy-headed without knowing why. I recall Mrs. Clara, age 76, who was very disciplined about her diet. To replace desserts, she ate a few slices of fresh pineapple every evening. One morning she woke up dizzy, speaking slowly, unable to maintain balance. Tests revealed a mild stroke in the cerebellum. Her blood was unusually thin, and signs of nighttime acid reflux were evident. She had normal blood pressure, no diabetes. The only variable was her nightly pineapple habit. Pineapple can absolutely be healthy, but only when eaten at the right time. Here's how to keep it safe. Eat pineapple during the day, preferably in the morning or early afternoon, when your body is still active. Never eat it on an empty stomach to avoid irritating your stomach lining. Avoid pineapple after dinner or before bed, especially if you have reflux, low blood pressure, or are taking blood-thinning medication. If you love the flavor, combine a few small pieces with unsweetened yogurt. It helps neutralize the acid and aids digestion. Pineapple isn't the enemy, but for seniors, every fruit deserves a second look. Understanding your body, your timing, and your limits is what keeps you safe. Sometimes, the smallest adjustment, like changing when you eat, is all it takes to prevent serious problems. Number 4. Watermelon. Watermelon is often seen as the symbol of refreshment, the perfect way to stay hydrated on hot summer days. Many older adults believe that eating a few slices at night helps cleanse the body, cool it down, and promote better sleep. It sounds reasonable. After all, watermelon is about 90% water. But what most people don't realize is that this fruit's natural diuretic effect can quietly dehydrate the body overnight. And that's exactly when the risk of stroke can rise without warning. Watermelon contains compounds that encourage the kidneys to flush out water and sodium, much like a mild diuretic. For younger people, this helps with cooling and reducing bloating. But for adults over 60, especially those taking diuretics, blood pressure, or heart medications, this effect can cause hidden dehydration during the night, without you even noticing. When the body loses water, the blood becomes thicker and flows more slowly, like a river running low. Thicker blood increases the risk of clot formation, particularly in seniors whose arteries are narrower and less elastic. If this happens while you're asleep, when blood pressure and heart rate naturally drop, even a tiny clot in the brain can lead to a mild stroke by morning. I once treated Mr. Howard, an 81-year-old man who took excellent care of himself. He exercised daily, avoided sweets, and every evening after dinner, he enjoyed a few slices of watermelon to cool off. One morning, he woke up dizzy, with numbness in one hand and unsteady legs. Tests showed he'd had a mild stroke caused by thickened blood and low cerebral blood flow. The culprit wasn't salt, stress, or sleep. It was the habit of eating watermelon at night, combined with his prescribed diuretic medication. Watermelon also contains natural sugars. Eating it in the evening can slightly raise blood sugar, prompting more urine production and further electrolyte loss. This explains why many seniors wake up several times during the night to urinate, then feel thirsty, dry-mouthed, or lightheaded in the morning. All signs of mild dehydration. Watermelon isn't the problem. Timing and balance are. Here's how to enjoy it safely. Eat watermelon during the day, ideally at lunch or early afternoon, when your body is still active. Avoid eating it after 7 p.m. especially if you're taking blood pressure or diuretic medication. Pair it with a pinch of sea salt or a sip of coconut water to help replace electrolytes. If you wake up thirsty or dizzy in the morning, take that as a gentle warning. Your body may be slightly dehydrated. Watermelon is a wonderful gift of summer, but at this age, moderation matters more than refreshment. Eat it at the right time and in the right amount, and you can still enjoy that cool, sweet taste without putting your health at risk. Number 5. Oranges and citrus fruits. A glass of freshly squeezed orange juice in the morning has long been seen as the hallmark of a healthy lifestyle. Many older adults start their day with orange juice, breakfast, and a few pills, believing they're giving their bodies exactly what they need. But here's the catch. That very combination can actually interfere with how your medication works, sometimes making it too weak, and other times too strong. Oranges, grapefruits, tangerines, and lemons all belong to the citrus family. They're full of vitamin C, antioxidants, and beneficial minerals. However, they also contain a lesser-known compound called furanocoumarin, a natural chemical that can block the action of liver enzymes, especially the CYP450 group, which is responsible for breaking down most medications for the heart, blood pressure, cholesterol, and blood thinning. When those enzymes are blocked, medication isn't processed as usual. Drug levels in the bloodstream can climb far higher than intended. If it's blood pressure medication, you could experience a sudden drop in blood pressure. If it's a blood thinner, your blood may become too thin, raising the risk of internal bleeding. On the other hand, some drugs are absorbed less effectively when taken with citrus juice, meaning you get little benefit even though the dose is the same. I remember Mrs. Linda, 79, who had been on stable heart medication for years. Every morning, she took her pills with a glass of fresh orange juice. Over time, she began feeling lightheaded whenever she stood up, sometimes even faint. Her blood tests showed her medication levels were nearly double what they should have been. The doctor hadn't changed her prescription. The orange juice had changed the way her liver processed the drug. Orange juice and other citrus juices also have a high glycemic index. For older adults, even one glass can cause a quick spike, and then a crash in blood sugar, leaving you shaky, sweaty, and fatigued. Combined with medication effects, this can make your heart race or your blood pressure fluctuate unpredictably. And it's not just oranges. Grapefruits, tangerines, and even Seville oranges, often used in marmalades, contain varying amounts of furanocoumarin. Even small, daily amounts can build up over time, especially in those who take medication long-term. Here's my advice. Avoid drinking orange juice or eating citrus within 2 hours before or after taking medication. This allows your liver to process the drug properly. If you love that tangy flavor, switch to diluted lemon water or a slice of lemon in warm water, which contains minimal furanocoumarin. Don't drink orange juice on an empty stomach, especially if you have acid reflux or take stomach medication. The acid can irritate the stomach lining. If you're on heart, cholesterol, or blood-thinning medication, always check with your doctor before making citrus a daily habit. Citrus fruits are still a great source of vitamins, but at this stage of life, timing matters more than routine. A slice of orange at lunch or after a short walk is far safer and just as refreshing as that morning glass with your pills. Sometimes, a small adjustment in timing can make all the difference in keeping your medication effective and your heart protected. Number 6. Dates. In recent years, many older adults have swapped candy and desserts for dates, believing they're a natural, healthy sweet. Dates are often praised as a better choice than refined sugar, high in fiber and minerals. But here's the truth. Just a few dried dates can send your blood sugar soaring, almost as fast and as high as processed sweets. A single dried date contains about 6 to 7 grams of sugar. That means just 3 dates deliver roughly 20 grams of sugar, nearly the same as a small can of soda. For an older body, where sugar metabolism slows down, that's like pouring fuel onto a slow-burning fire of inflammation inside your blood vessels. After 60, the pancreas produces insulin more slowly, and blood vessels become more fragile. When blood sugar spikes, the tiny vessels in your brain and heart come under strain. Sugar not only fuels inflammation, it also damages the lining of blood vessels, forcing the body to patch them with small clots. Over time, those little clots can build up, increasing the risk of stroke and heart disease. I remember Mr. Patrick, 72, a man who prided himself on eating clean. He cut out sweets and replaced them with a few dates after dinner for what he called natural energy. One morning, he woke up trembling, his heart racing, feeling off balance. His blood sugar had nearly doubled overnight, and his liver and kidneys were struggling to clear the excess sugar. He was shocked that just a few small dates could trigger such a reaction. Dates also contain a compound called mangiferin, which can interfere with liver enzymes that process many medications. For people taking blood pressure, heart, or cholesterol drugs, eating dates regularly can cause those medicines to build up in the bloodstream or become less effective. That's why some people feel dizzy, have heart palpitations, or become unusually tired after dinner without realizing why. That said, dates do have their place. They're rich in fiber, aid digestion, and provide quick energy. The key is moderation and timing. Here's my advice. Avoid eating dates at night or before bed, especially if you have diabetes or are watching your weight. Limit yourself to 1 or 2 dates at a time and pair them with protein or fat, like yogurt, cheese, or a few almonds, to slow down sugar absorption. Don't treat dried dates as a daily snack replacement, since the sugar is too concentrated. If you crave something naturally sweet, go for high-water fruits like green apples or strawberries. If you're on heart, blood pressure, or blood-thinning medication, check with your doctor before making dates a regular part of your diet. Dates can still be an enjoyable treat, as long as you know how to balance them. At this age, good health isn't about what you eat, but how much and when. A touch of sweetness at the right time can lift your mood, but too much, even from natural sugar, can make your heart and blood vessels pay the price. Number 7. Avocado. Among all the foods praised for heart health, avocado almost always tops the list. Many seniors see it as a superfood, eating it daily to add healthy fats, lower cholesterol, and boost memory. But the truth is, avocado is a two-sided fruit. Eaten the right way, it supports your heart. Eaten the wrong way, it can raise your cholesterol, strain your heart, and even cause digestive trouble or poor sleep. Avocados are packed with monounsaturated fats, the kind proven to support heart health. But they're also high in calories. Just half an avocado contains around 150 to 180 calories, roughly the same as a small bowl of rice. For younger people, that's easy to burn off. But after 60, metabolism slows, and eating too much avocado, or eating it at night, means those extra calories get stored as fat, raising bad LDL cholesterol and making the heart work harder. The fats in avocado also digest slowly. Eating it late in the day can leave your stomach working overtime, leading to bloating, heartburn, or reflux while you sleep. That not only disrupts rest, but can also reduce blood flow to the brain overnight, leaving you tired or slightly dizzy in the morning. I remember Mrs. Lorraine, 75, a woman who deeply cared about her health. She believed eating avocado every night would feed her brain, because she'd heard it was good for memory. For 6 months, she ate half an avocado with sweetened condensed milk before bed. Over time, she gained weight. Her cholesterol rose, and she often felt tired in the morning. Tests showed no new disease, just the wrong timing. When she switched to eating avocado at lunch with vegetables and protein, her numbers improved and her energy returned. Avocados also contain potassium, nearly as much as bananas. For seniors taking blood pressure or diuretic medication, too much potassium can lead to irregular heartbeat or sudden fatigue. Avocados can also interact with certain cholesterol-lowering drugs, altering how your body absorbs them if eaten too close to medication time. That doesn't mean you should avoid avocado. Just learn how to enjoy it wisely. Here's how. Eat 1/4 to 1/2 of an avocado per day, depending on your activity level. Have it at lunch or early afternoon when your body can still digest and use that energy. Avoid mixing it with sweetened milk, sugar, or white bread, since those combinations raise blood sugar and calorie intake quickly. If you're taking blood pressure, cholesterol, or diuretic medication, talk to your doctor about your ideal intake. Avocado truly is a gift for the heart, but only when used correctly. At this age, healthy doesn't mean the more, the better. It means the right amount, at the right time, in the right way. Half an avocado eaten wisely can strengthen your heart, but half eaten at the wrong time can make it work twice as hard. Choose the first path. It's the one that leads to a longer, steadier, and more peaceful life. Growing older doesn't mean growing weaker. It means learning to understand your body more deeply than ever before. After years of treating hundreds of older patients, I've realized this truth. We don't lose health because of age. We lose it when we stop listening to our bodies. Familiar fruits like bananas, grapes, pineapple, watermelon, oranges, dates, and avocado can all still be blessings, if eaten the right way, at the right time. The problem has never been the fruit itself, but how we use it. By making small, mindful changes, you can protect your heart, lower your stroke risk, and keep your energy and clarity strong every single morning. I truly believe that at any age, you can live well, as long as you choose understanding over fear and adjustment over giving up. Every small, thoughtful change you make today can bring powerful results for the years ahead. If today's video helped you see the fruit on your kitchen counter in a new light, give it a like. That tells me it made a difference for you, and I'd love to hear from you. What fruit do you eat most often? Is there a habit you're unsure about when it comes to your health? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I read every message and may feature your story in an upcoming video. And don't forget to subscribe so we can keep walking this journey together, learning how to eat smarter, live stronger, and truly enjoy the freedom and vitality of your golden years.